So now we were talking of Vivadi Raga and how the same Swarasthana has two names. And I also mentioned that it's only in the context of a raga in which both these Swarasthanas are there that this will take on this name, or in a raga which has both this 9th and 10th will we have Nivan. Otherwise by default the 10th Swarasthana is Dhatu. That is what it is. But when we have Dhavan also, then this 10th Swarasthana, if it is used, then it becomes Nivan. And there is definitely an unavoidable element of discordance when we sing Sari ga ga ri sa Sari ga ma ga ri sa. And this is what is called the flaw of dissonance or Vivadi dosha. So what is Vivadi? Vivadi actually belongs to an ancient cluster of concepts, a quartet actually. They are Vadi, Samvadi, Anuvadi and Vivadi. This quartet is found in texts like Natya Shastra, and in today's parlance also in Hindustani music this quartet is actually used by musicians and musicologists. It's a part of pedagogy. In fact, how a raga is taught is also in terms of trying to understand what the Vadi, Samvadi are. In Carnatic music, though the concepts are there, the ideas are there, they don't find people using the words Vadi, Samvadi, but Vivadi is very much part of contemporary Carnatic discourse. So the underlying idea for this in this quartet, Vadi, Samvadi, Anuvadi, Vivadi, is definitely the idea of consonance and dissonance. Now, as I have mentioned before, some swaras, some notes in an octave will have a relationship of consonance. Sa pa, sa pa. This is a relationship of, they sound pleasant together. Sama, These are all relations between notes that are pleasant, that are consonant. Whereas da 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 pama pama or sari sari nisa nisa nisa, there is a dissonance and they are not pleasant. It's not pleasant. Da 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 na. These are dissonant. So if you have this is sa, sa ma. So this swara has a relationship of consonance with sa. Sa pa, again consonant. Sa ri. So ri would be described as a vivadi of sa, and this can be done with any swara at all. If you take ga, for instance, ga ni is usually, it's always consonant. There is a relationship of consonance between ga and ni or ga and dha, but not between ga ga. This is a relationship of discordance. So when you the idea of the concepts of Vadi, Samvadi, Anuvadi and Vivadi are essentially concerned with some fundamental principles of melody. When you are creating a melodic piece of music and you need to organize it in a coherent way, one way of going about it is to highlight one swara, one note as the most prominent and build the melody around it. That would give it some kind of a coherence. Otherwise, it's going to be everywhere, all over the place. So, one way of giving a tight knit, coherent, melodic piece would be to emphasize one note, to bring that into prominence and let the other swaras work their way towards it, work around it, to create patterns around this prominent swara. And there would be definitely some swaras that are consonant with this prominent note. This prominent note is what would be called Vadi. And the other swaras, one or two which are consonant with them, with this note, those would be called Samvadi. And the rest of the swaras would be in order of decreasing a level of consonance with the prominent note. So, we have Anuvadi swaras and the Vivadi swara, which is completely discordant with the prominent note. Now, this is the original idea of Vadi, Samvadi, Anuvadi and Vivadi, though how they are actually described in text is in terms of Shruti intervals. So, a Vivadi swara is something that is at an interval of two Shrutis from the basic Shruti, swara. So, you have this is something that is discordant because it's an interval of two Shrutis. But the idea is that basically of consonance and dissonance. The Brihadeshiya, we have a verse which talks about this. Yad Vadi Swarena Ragasya Ragatvam Janitam Tan Nirvahakatvam Nama Samvaditvam. Yad Samvadina Ragasya Ragatvam Sampaditam Vadyadibihi Swarehi Yad Ragasya Vaditvam Samvaditvam Anuvaditvam Praptam Tad Vinashakatvam Nama Vivaditvam. That from which the melody or beauty of a raga arises is Vadi. That which helps establish the melody of a raga is the Samvadi, and that which helps promote it is the Anuvadi, and that which destroys it is the Vivadi. Now, Vivadi is basically applied to a swara. So, when you have identified one swara as the Vadi of the raga, the most important swara of the raga, then there will be some swaras which are Vivadi, which will destroy the raga. That seems to be the idea here. And in fact, in contemporary Hindustani music, we follow roughly the same idea, that Vadi is like the king of the raga and Samvadi is like the prime minister, the Anuvadi are the rest of the ministers, whereas Vivadi is the enemy. Vivadi is a swara which is not permitted in a raga. That is in fact the concept of Vivadi etc. in contemporary Hindustani music. But Vivadi in contemporary Carnatic music has taken a life of its own after the Melakarta system came into place. Any raga which has this swara, I am not talking this swarasthana, any raga which has this swara, that is Shuddha Gandhara, and therefore it can have Shuddha Gandhara only if Shuddha Rishabha is also there. Otherwise, if this is only the swarasthana 3 is there, then it could be Ritu. Any raga which has the swarasthana, any raga which has this swara G1 or Re3 or Ni1 or Dha3. Any raga which has these swaras, that is a Vivadi raga. So in contemporary Carnatic music, Vivadi is also applied to, Vivadi in fact is primarily applied to, we only talk of Vivadi ragas or Vivadi melas. And what is a Vivadi mela or a Vivadi raga? It is a raga or a mela which uses, in which we have this swara. Please note, I am not saying this swarasthana, this swara, that is G1, Shuddha Gandhara. Shuddha Gandhara will appear in a raga only when you also have Shuddha Rishabha. If you don't have Shuddha Rishabha, then this swarasthana will always be Re2. But if you have both these swarasthanas, then this will be Re1 and this will become G1. Now this is any raga which has G1 or by the same argument Re3. If a raga has this swarasthana, by default it will be G2. That will be G2. The swarasthana will be called G2. Only when it also has this swarasthana, fifth, then this will be called Re3. There is now by default this is actually G2 or what is called Sadharana Gandhara. Sada. But suppose the same raga has also this swarasthana, da da, then this will be G3 and this will become Re3. Sari ga da da da. We'll say it. Sari ga ga ma pa ma ga ma re sa. So this is any raga which has Re3. And the same argument, any raga which has Ni1 or any raga which is Dha3, those are called Vivadi raga. Vivadi raga, or that particular mela might be Vivadi raga or Vivadi mela. And it has really opened up, this 72 Melakarta scheme has really opened up the possibilities of melodic combinations, of tonal combinations. What are the tones that we can use to make music? Otherwise, it's not really very natural to think of a combination like this. Sari ga ra ma pa ma ra sari ga ri sa. This is because of the 72 Melakartas that all these newer possibilities have been thrown open for whatever it is worth. It does make some interesting melodies. We do have some interesting ragas because of this system. In fact, the number of such Vivadi melas is 40. 40 Vivadi melas are there. And 32 regular, normal melas are there. Let us now listen to a composition in a Vivadi raga a Melakarta raga, Gangeya Bhushani. This is a composition of Tyagaraja. It has been rendered by Ramakrishnan Murthy, a young and highly accomplished, very sensitive musician. He is accompanied by R.K. Sri Ramkumar, a senior Vidwan, on the violin, Arun Prakash, a very sensitive accompanist on the mridangam, and B. Anirudh on the kanjira. This composition says, Evare Ramayya. Tyagaraja asks, who Rama is equal to you? Who can possibly match you? And the mood of the raga poignantly captures this sentiment. Gangeya Bhushani is a 33rd Melakarta raga, and it takes Re 3, the Shatshruti Rishabha, which is why it is a Vivadi raga. Tariga Yavare Gamari Sa Yavare Ramaya Sari Gama Pada Ni Sanida Pamadari Sa.
Na 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 ra na 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 సరియవరే రమయ్య సరియవరే రమయ్య నీ 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 సరియవరే రామయ్య రవ్వకూతావు రవ్వకూతావు లేక సుజనులను రవ్వకూతావు లేక సుజనులను రవ్వకూతావు లేక సుజనులను రవ్వకూతావు లేక సుజనులను రాజిగరక్షించువారు రవ్వకూతావు లేక సుజనులను రాజిగరక్షించువారు రవ్వకూతావు లేక సుజనులను రాజిగరక్షించువారెవరే రమయ్య నీ సరియవరే రామయ్య భగవానికి సోదరుడని ఎంచక భగవానికి సోదరుడని ఎంచక భగవానికి సోదరుడని ఎంచక భగవానికి సోదరుడని ఎంచక భక్తి నెరిగి లంక పట్టమోసగగా భగవానికి సోదరుడని ఎంచక భక్తి నెరిగి లంక పట్టమోసగగా భగవానికి సోదరుడని ఎంచక భక్తి నెరిగి లంక పట్టమోసగగా నగధర సురపూజిత వర నగధర సురపూజిత వర నగధర సురపూజిత వర நகதர சுரபூசுர பூஜித நாகசயன தியாகராஜனுத நகதர சுரபூசுர பூஜித நாகசயன தியாகராஜனுத சரியம் வரே ராமையா நீ சரியம் வரே ராமையா நீ சரியம் வரே ராமையா